Hey, welcome everyone to the I'll Be Living Life podcast. If you like the content, kindly support me by hitting the subscribe, like, and notification buttons. Today's special guest is Lisa from Australia. She's on Instagram, and her handle name is Lisa_travels, and that's with a Z at the end, or a Z for my American people there. So it's LISA_TRAVELZ, or Z. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me.
Pleasure is mine to have you on, so thank you for joining me. I like to talk about a few of your pictures as I'm looking at your page here. We've been following each other for a while now, and I've always liked your pictures. I've always supported, and likewise, I know you support my pictures as well. But you have some great shots. So let's bring up the first one that I want to talk about at Wentworth Falls Lookout. This was on May 8th of this year.
Yes, it's such a beautiful spot.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. I was actually visiting my daughter in Sydney, and I mentioned that I wanted to go to the Blue Mountains.
Okay.
And she was the one that wanted to go to Wentworth Falls. Yeah, oh, it's a beautiful place.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the States almost, but it's more greener. Like it looks a little bit like the Arizona area or Utah area, but it's definitely a lot greener than it is down there.
Yes, most definitely. Like you've got all the rock formations, but then like all the trees were just like super green that day. And I think it was because the way the sky was lit up as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like the blues in the skies there. I like how the sun is off the face of the mountain there, and yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, great shot.
I really liked that because of the way the sun was actually hitting the mountain
Yeah, the face of
and
the
it
mountain
did
there.
light up the face.
Yes.
Yeah, and then everything else was in shadow.
Does it take long to get to this one, or is it just kind of
I
off the
think it
highway?
was a, I think it was about an hour and a half, a 2 hour drive from Sydney.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little bit of a hike, but it was just the scenery driving there because I've never been to that area before either.
Yeah, very nice.
So it was like we did lots of stops along the way, had a look at different places.
Did you need to hike to get to this area here at Wentworth?
No, there is, you can actually hike down to where the falls are,
Okay.
but this was just like a viewing platform that we could actually look out onto the vista.
Okay.
So we didn't get there until late afternoon, so we didn't have time to actually walk down to the falls.
Yeah, and that looks like, was it sun setting time, or because it looked a little like orangey?
Sort of getting close to sunset, but it was still, I think, about an hour or so away.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the way the sun was hitting the mountain. It just looked really awesome.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Looks like a really nice
Thank
place
you.
to be. I would love to go there.
Oh yeah, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Definitely worth visiting.
Let's go for your second shot here. This is on December 2nd, 2020. It looks like a pier, and you got the beach, and it looks like a long exposure shot because you got some wispy clouds there, and the sun is setting, and you could tell the water is really still. So that's what I'm
Yes.
guessing. You probably used an ND filter for this, but no, great shot. I loved how it kind of all lines up. It looks like a really nice shot.
It was. I'm trying to be a little bit more adventurous in how I take my photos
Mm-hmm.
and to not be so static all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to move around different perspectives, different angles, different heights as well. And I had seen someone else's photo on Instagram and I thought that would be a cool shot to do.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
most definitely. I don't think anybody should stay in there, like just stay in one position and do, a couple shots or 3 or 4 shots of the same position or
Mm-hmm.
similar. My trick with all my shots is like, yeah, I'll take a straight on shot, but then I'll also take one from the ground up. I'll take one, facing downwards almost. I'll take it on the sides. I'll move over like 5-10 yards on each way, depending and where, depending on what the focus point's going to be, right? So it could be a
Yes,
tree,
yeah.
it could be anything, it could be a waterfall, but sometimes a different look to it because some of this stuff, like I've mentioned in some of my previous podcast episodes, that it's been shot to death, right? Some of this stuff, and
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
so you have to have a different look to it, or at least excite the eyes of your followers, and that's kind
Yeah.
of it's kind of like a nice little thing to do and you're there anyway, so why not try so many different kind of viewpoints to it, I think.
Oh, definitely. And like Woody Point Jetty is, it's quite photographed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And most people will photograph down the jetty, but I'm trying to just do different things and try to be more creative in my photography.
Yeah, and believe it or not, even those bolts on the pier there, on the wood planks there, even that
Yep.
brings out the highlight of the picture. So that's my opinion anyways, but I noticed little things like that, and I even noted the fuchsia colors and the blue colors and the cloud and the wispiness and the oranges, right? I love
Yep.
colors. The colors is my thing, so I've always loved colors. So great shot. Do
Thank
you
you.
edit your photos with any color or any brightness or anything like that?
I do edit. I can't say that I'm the best at editing. I try to keep it as natural as possible how
Yes.
I saw it
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not into like the oversaturated colors because that's not what I saw.
Yep.
So I try to just maybe bring out a little bit of color, try to lighten it up a little bit
Yep.
so it's not too dark. Either do it on my phone or I do it on the computer.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly
Hmm.
kind of what I do too. I would normally just bump it up to what I kind of saw because it doesn't really capture the colors all the time anyways,
No.
from what I noticed. Yeah, it's really nice to see highlighting it a little bit or saturating it just a little bit or contrast, right? Tightening up the contrast
Hmm.
of it. Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
really good. Okay, so the next shot, we're going to talk about this tree at Bribey Island Beach. And
Yes.
I love that shot because you got the sun right smack in between the two branches, so that's perfect. You probably played
Yeah.
around a little bit with that and to make sure it kind of fell in between because that's what I do. I have to situate it well and then I look at it and go, oh, yeah, yeah, there it is.
Yes. I've got a few more shots that I did a couple of weeks ago, which I haven't posted and still trying to get the sun in between the branches.
Yeah.
And it is tricky because you have to move around to get the sun where you want it focused in
Hmm.
between the branches. It was just, like you say, having to move around and find the best shot for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. And it's even got like the little flares coming out as well.
That's right. No, it's a great shot. And it's kind of weird how one tree or one branch can make the picture.
Yeah.
Because if you take this away, it's going to be a great shot too. But it's neat how you put the tree in it. And I do a lot of that too with my pictures. I like to add in a tree or whatnot. But like you said earlier before we started talking, was it's got to be a cool tree, right?
It has to definitely has to be a cool tree.
Yeah, because you don't want a boring tree there. So,
No.
no, I agree. Okay, and the last photo that we're going to talk about is on November 9th of 2019. This is the Arches National Park. Great shot because I like the shape of the arch there. It's kind of looks like an eye. And perfectly, there's somebody standing there. I asked you earlier if it was you, and you said no, it was just a random lady. So I'll let
It
you
was.
I'll let you tell the story.
Well, I got there early because from everything I read, it had said to get to Arches National Park super early to beat the crowd so you
Hmm.
could park and hike to most of the places. So on this morning, I think at this spot, there was maybe only five people there. And this lady had just walked up, and I think there was someone else taking her photo.
Okay,
And
on the
she
other
just
side or on your
on the
side?
other side, and she had just stood up and put her arms up, and then I just clicked the shot
Yeah,
it just gives a really great scale how tiny she is and how massive the arch is.
yeah. Isn't that
And
funny?
I like,
Because from where we're sitting and where what you can kind of interpret her as a little bug.
yes, oh yes,
Yeah,
you could, yeah.
yeah,
But it's just I like she's over to one side and it just shows the scale of the actual arch,
yeah.
how big they actually are. And I liked how the sun was hitting like on the left hand
On the other
side of
side,
the arch
yes.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool because it actually looks like an eye.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, really good, really nice shot. So it looks like you've been traveling a bit, and obviously pre-pandemic, it
Yes.
looks like you've been over to the country I live in, Canada,
Yeah.
and you've been down in the States and all that. How did you enjoy your trip to Canada when you were here?
I absolutely loved it. Just the wide open spaces and the color of the water, especially like the glacier fed
Oh
waters.
yeah, those are amazing.
Just the colors were just amazing. The wildlife, like they're just casually walking across the road.
Did you see any?
I saw, is it caribou?
Okay, yeah, they're
I
big.
think they were just standing in the middle of a river in Banff.
Okay.
There was just things like that, and just the scenery is just absolutely stunning. Like you'll have this flat landscape, and then all of a sudden there's just this massive mountain range behind
Mm-hmm.
with like the flowing glacier water, and it was just stunning.
Yeah, so
I actually
obviously,
can't wait to come back to visit.
yeah, so you obviously seen the Rocky Mountains then.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are quite the sight to see, that's for sure.
Oh, they are, and they're so towering and imposing as well.
Yeah, there's so much power when you look at it, right? And then that's kind of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I love the turquoise water and the super jade colored waters and all that stuff, and it's quite nice to see. It's very even living around here and when we go there, it's still kind of jaw dropping when you see it.
I think even if you do live there, it would be, you would see probably a different aspect every time you went out and you would see something new.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like in Australia, you can go somewhere, you go the same place all the time, and there's still always something new to see and a different aspect in which to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to go visit Australia one day. It'll, obviously it might take some time to get there, but and,
Yes, yeah, at
yeah,
the moment.
at the moment, yeah, but oh, I just wanted to also give kudos to Australia because you guys. I just want to say that you guys have been keeping your COVID numbers really low, and that's really impressive. And
Yes.
I think we're coming out now, but I was hoping that we would kind of be more like what you guys went through, which wasn't as steep as what we went through. So yeah, good for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
our government was quite strict and quite firm on how we were going to get through all this, and they've done a really, really good job. Like, people don't like it, but they have done an awesome job.
Of course, there's going to be people that because you're restricted to do a lot of things, but you guys got out of it a lot sooner than we did. So, and I mean a lot sooner. You guys get to
Yes.
live life a little bit more freely. But I think we're getting there. I think everything's going well. But yeah, with your pictures, I'm going to showcase a lot of your pictures. You have a lot of great shots and a lot of nice shots of Australia. So I'm going to be highlighting a lot of those pictures on YouTube for all the listeners and watchers here to
Oh, thank
see.
you.
Yeah. And do you have any questions for me?
One of my major question is with Instagram, like, is it better to have better followers, like good quality followers? Like, I have a nice amount of followers.
Mm-hmm.
So is it better to have like good quality followers as opposed to like hundreds of likes on your photos?
So for me, quality over quantity, right? It's
Yeah.
always been that you want those followers to be engaged,
Mm-hmm.
and that gets you proud of your pictures. And a lot of those people that follow me and they don't like any of my photos, especially at the get go, if they're following me and then I see I get a on a daily basis, I might get like 5 or 10 of these people that follow me, and
Mm-hmm.
then but they don't like any of my photos like just right off the start. So those
Yeah.
ones I don't follow right away. I don't follow back. So I just leave those alone.
Yep.
But it's sort of like me. If I'm looking for somebody, and say for instance you, Lisa, if I went onto your page and I'm not following you, but I've started following you today, I would have to like your photos, because if I don't like your photos, I'm not going to follow you. It's simple as that. I'm on here for that only reason, right? Just to build that
Yeah.
engagement with each other, and you get to know a person too if you find a connection with one or two of your followers, or even more. Because of my podcast and all, I do connect with a lot more people than the random people out there, right? The regular people out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, definitely. I always say quantity over quality. I mean, quality over quantity. Sorry about that. Here I am
Yeah.
talking backwards here. I have roughly like 9,000, I don't remember, but 9,500-ish followers right now. But I do get anywhere from 1,100 or 1,200 likes to almost 3,000 likes per photo. So it really
Wow.
depends. Yeah, so it really depends. That being said, that means I get minimum 15% engagement to
Mm-hmm.
up to 35% engagement. And that's actually really high compared to like a lot of people out there. And I actually pride myself on that because one, I respect all my followers and all the people that make comments onto my pictures or whatnot. I don't care how many comments I get, I'm always going to respond to you unless it slipped through and I didn't see it.
Yes. Yeah.
So you may comment on one of my photos, and then the next day I'll make sure that I look at that picture that I posted the day before, and I'll just go through all my comments and make sure I give at least a thank you or appreciate it or whatever, because I feel that alone like tells them that I actually do appreciate their comments and I do appreciate their likes. So the quantity, so not so much. If I don't get that many likes, that's fine. I'm not worried
Mm-hmm.
about that anymore. I was more worried about it when I first started. But
Yeah.
definitely, once you build your following, and you'll know what I mean, because once you start getting that engagement, like you and I, we kind of go back and forth on some comments and stuff.
Yes. Yes,
And,
we do.
yeah, and that's kind of, and I remember those people. No matter how many followers I have 9,000 something followers, but I remember the people that comment all the time. So I'll know that you've commented, and I'll have the regular people that comment all the time, and vice versa. Like if I see their pictures nice, I'll go in and comment as well.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Because
Yeah.
there's some amazing photographs out there, and some of them are just like you see, and it's like,
Mind
wow.
blowing. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, and you have to actually comment just to let that person know
Like,
that,
great job.
like,
Yeah.
that was like a wow moment for me. And it's like, I wonder if I can go there and I can sort of replicate that photograph because it really spoke to me. It's like when I see your photos when you're out and about with your waterfalls and just the greenness, it's
Yeah.
like, it's so beautiful. You can't not comment.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
even if like you were out in nature yourself, it sort of hits you in the face and you have that wow moment. And
Yes.
that's what people's photographs do for you as well.
Yeah. And I was just saying this to Janelle yesterday, who I recorded with, and same thing. It's kind of those wow moments, right? And it's a universal language, right? Photos.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what we were saying. It was more of a universal language. It doesn't matter where you're from. You could be from Australia, you could be from Russia, you could be from Ukraine, Canada, U.S. You name it, India, right? And we're all speaking
Hmm.
the same language because we're using our eyes, right? We're
Yes.
fortunate
Yeah.
enough to use our eyes to see this stuff. So when I see quality shots out there or something that just goes, whoa, that's a great shot. Those are the moments that I always comment. And even pictures of people that have nice smiles. Like I'm like, hey, nice shot, right? And
Yeah.
it's definitely with all the people that I do follow and the ones that follow me, I find it's quality over quantity for sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Any more questions?
With your hikes, do you just wake up in the morning and go, right, I'm going here today, or do you plan your
Oh, I
hikes?
plan them.
Oh, do
Oh
you?
yeah, I plan them. So I usually plan it about a week or two in advance, and
Yep.
sometimes it's a bit tough because we live in the Vancouver area, so there's always rain, right? It rains a lot out here, but
Yeah.
in the summer and spring, not so much. Lately, it's been pretty good. Like last week, I went to Jurassic Ridge, and it was cloudy that day, but I was anticipating it to be like a sunny day because they said it was supposed to be sunny. But then when we got there, it was cloudy, it was raining, and the picture didn't do it justice because I honestly think it on a clear day it would have looked amazing. But we ended up taking that shot anyways. But I like to plan my hikes because I want to capture those moments like in a clear sunny day or a nice reflection off the water or
Mm-hmm.
sun peeking through the trees. Like I love taking shots of where there's like sun rays or whatever going through trees and
Yes.
going through hikes like that. Not everyone takes pictures like that, but sometimes it catches my eye and then I kind of go and just take a shot like that. So sunny days are usually a bit better. Yeah, so I kind of plan my hikes and I kind of plan where to go, and depending on the weather, sometimes it's better. Some places are better when it's raining because then you can catch a nice waterfall or something on a day where there's more rain and the waterfall will look a little nicer. So you don't really need a background of a sun or blue sky or anything like that, although it will enhance the picture, but it's not necessary.
Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
loved that photo at, is it Squamish?
Oh yeah.
Squamish?
Yeah.
Yeah, where just that little seat bench and just looking out onto that vista.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though it was cloudy,
Yeah.
it's just such an amazing view just to
Yeah.
sit there and take it all in.
Yeah, that was exactly the hike I was talking about. If it was a clear
Yeah.
day, I think it would have looked pretty amazing on that day.
Oh, yeah.
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 But
And
but
does
it's
your whole
okay.
family go with you as well?
No, I go with usually go with a buddy or a couple buddies and maybe my eldest at times, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, no one else really. Like kind of Scooby will come once in a while, but it really
I
depends on.
haven't seen him.
Yeah, you haven't seen him for a while, eh?
No.
No, I'll have to post up a photo of him soon. Yeah, he only goes with me to certain ones. Like I don't take him on the ones that are too hard anymore because one, he's a little bit older now. He's like 9, but also he loves smelling everything. So everywhere we go, if it's an hour hike, it's going to take me 2 hours with him. So it's like, oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, because he just smells everything, and I'm like, oh, come on, buddy, let's go, right? Like I just want to get it over and done with sometimes. But
Yeah.
generally on the quick hikes, where it's just nice and a little bit of jumping here and there, he loves that stuff. So I take him on those ones. But anything long, forget it. I don't want to turn a 2 or 3 hour hike into a 5 hour hike. So yeah, that's
Fair
it.
enough. Yeah.
I'll have to post that little turkey up soon.
You will. Yeah.
Love your shots and keep them going, and we'll keep up the good work, and I hope you start growing more and more on Instagram, and hopefully my
Thank
tips
you.
help you. Yeah.
They do. They certainly have been helping a lot.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for joining me. I just want
Thank you
to.
very much for having me.
Yeah, you're most welcome. So I just want to let people know, if you're not following Lisa, give her a follow. She goes by LISA_TRAVELZ, or Z to Americans. And that's it for this week, and I hope to catch you guys next week. Thanks.